want is freedom. Throw up a fist for, throw up a fist, throw up a fist, throw up a fist for black power. Cause all we want is freedom. Throw up a fist for black power. Cause all, throw up a fist for black power. Cause all we want is freedom. Throw up a fist for, throw up a fist, throw up a fist, throw up a fist for black power. Cause all we want is freedom.
Great day, great day. This is Brother Hatim. I'm coming back to you. I have an exclusive interview with Elder Shedrick right before libation. So I want to get him up out of here, but I'm trying to get him hooked on getting a radio show because he got some good stories. This man traveled to Brazil basically by car. Yes, I said it, by car, foot, hitchhiking, train. I haven't heard a boat in this story yet. But first, this is Brother Hatim. I'm live on Giambi Journey Radio. And I'm live in Simbaland. Go ahead, Elder Shedrick. Give us a little bit of history about yourself. You know what I'm saying? First off, we here at Simba. How did you get involved with Simba?
Well, I went to school with Gaylord. Gaylord and I went to high school together. We had some interesting experiences in high school together. Then, after we graduated from high school, went to college and came back from the military. We worked with the food buying club in the projects, and we had developed a real strong relationship. We did all kinds of things together. And when Simba started, he knew I was in New Mexico doing conflict resolution, and he knew that Simba would need conflict resolution, and he asked me to come. I had just read the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and I had written a mission statement. And when I came to Simbaland, I saw my mission statement written on the back of the T-shirts. I said, well, hey, I'm here. And then I met the Bible. It was like he was doing the man in the box, and I had just gone through training doing the man in the box. I was doing the man in the box myself. And I said, wait a minute, what is this? Who is this guy? And it was like I had been knowing him for years. When I came to Simbaland, I just felt so comfortable and so welcome and so happy. And then when they greeted me, they set me down and surrounded me and said, "Greetings!" I just shivered. I was in heaven. It was just fantastic. And it's been that way ever since.
Man, so you came, I thought me and you came at the same time, but you was here a year before me when y'all had camp in Wisconsin. Can you give us a little bit of feel of the early days of Simba, because it was a little bit different?
A little bit different. It was quite a few men, not as many boys, a lot of boys, and they did a lot of things. And I wasn't aware of all the things that was being done because I was doing my workshops and I was going to the Baba's workshops. And I had been involved with Outward Bound, so I was interested in this Alpine Tower and rock climbing and stuff that they had. But the key piece for me was the man in the box, woman in the flower, and to hear the women talk about the effect that the relationship that men had in their life. And you can see what it's called. You can see Simba coming in. You can see the kids changing. You can see them. You can see the kids thinking about the women in their lives and what they've been doing to them and how they've been treating each other. And you see the mind turning. How can I make things better? How can I change things? And they would hug these women who had just poured their heart out to them. And then we went to the pain fire, and I felt the pain. I did not realize the kids were going through so much, or that they should go through so much, and that hooked me. I had been devoted to kids. I think my passion is helping kids to have fun, to smile, to learn, and to see these kids going through what they're going through just rededicated me to that even more.
All right. What advice would you give nation builders as far as how to continue the work that we do at Simba when we return home?
Well, one is learning, to just really learn as much as they can about child development, about children, about people in general. and then to practice it. Every time you see a child on a bus, walking down the street, smile, say hello, give them a little bit of wisdom, some kind of wisdom. Get to know their name, so that when they see you, they know you're building a nation, and they feel comfortable and feel safe around you.
Now, you said your specialty when you first came was conflict resolution. Can you, in a nutshell, give us an idea of what conflict resolution is? Because, I mean, we hear this word all the time, but I don't think anybody really takes time to really learn what conflict resolution is and how it looks.
One of my students told me, he says, Mr. Sanders, you teach people how to tell people what they need without being offensive and to listen to what people need without getting defensive. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Oftentimes, conflict causes because we have different needs. We have different values. We need different things. So when a conflict arises, oftentimes we attack the person and not the problem. If we learn to attack the problem, to listen, because listening does not mean that you agree. Listening means you want to get the information. And I see it as a scientific process. Any great scientist, anybody who's really curious about the world, they look for information, not to be right, but information to find out what's going on and find out what's the best solution for right now, because things are always changing and we always have to renegotiate, as I say. So we always in some kind of negotiation. As human beings, we sell ourselves to other human beings all the time. There's always a conflict. And conflict is an opportunity for growth and change. And most of us are afraid of it. We need to learn how to listen. Our schools don't teach listening. Our schools don't really teach relationships. We teach people how to speak, but we don't teach them how to listen. Problem solving, the best form of problem solving, critical thinking, is how do we deal with our relationships with each other? How do we deal with our relationships with the earth? How do we deal with our relationships with the planets, the plants even around us? How do we deal with it?
You know, that's spirituality. That's the definition of spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
When you really get down to it, it's about communication and relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you know, it sounds like Washington could use some training from you.
Washington can need a whole lot of training. One of the biggest problems with Washington is it's a predominance of lawyers. And lawyers are taught adversarial, win-lose kind of a thing, where, you know, the people are told, shut up, don't talk, let the lawyers do the talking. Whereas in a negotiation, the people control the situation themselves. They talk, they listen, they come up with their own solutions, and they enforce their own solutions. If things don't work, they reevaluate. That's how it was. They say Abraham Lincoln used to stand in front of the courtroom and tell people, do you really want to go in there? Because once you go in there, you lose control. Let's solve it out here before we go into the courtroom. Let's do a negotiation or mediation. And most people don't even know what a mediation actually is. It looks like they really do an arbitration. They don't know what these words mean. They really need to go out and educate ourselves on how to relate to each other and how to take that deep breath. Because meditation, all that's a part of it. Because if you're fearful and your emotions have taken over, you can't hear. So we really need to learn to take that deep breath, settle down, relax, use that positive self-talk. I've been through this before. We can solve this. We can work things out. Instead of saying, who in the hell is that ball? I'm going to kick his ass. Thinking like that. And stop asking the question, why? Because most of us don't know the answer to that question. Ask the question, what happened? How did you feel about it? What were you thinking at the time? Who else was affected by this? How were you affected by this? How can we make things right? And listen and work things out. And it's amazing how many people have gone into conflict and came out better friends and with a better relationship than they did before the conflict happened. And it all deals with the process of how you deal with the conflict versus the fact that you had a conflict at all.
All right. Before I let you go, is one program that you pick up, and I want the people out there to hear about it, and I want them to hear why you think it's an important program to get young people, all people involved with it. You talk a lot about outward bound. Mm-hmm. Outward bound. you've been telling me about outward bound for years. Why are you such a strong advocate for the outward bound program? What did it do for you? Let me hear that. That you promote this thing. As a matter of fact, you inspired some of the nation builders in Simba to go to outward bound.
Well, Outward Bound has like 300, about 30 schools around the world. There's 5 schools in the United States. And their thing is about human growth, stewardship of the planet, being able to relate. And what they do is they take people who don't know each other in groups of 10, put them in situations where they perceive there's a risk or a danger, but they make it as safe as possible for them and allow them to grow as an individual and to grow as a group and to relate to each other. Put them in situations where they have to relate. There's no radio, no television. You're out there in the woods, you're trying to solve a problem of how to get to a certain place in a certain time, how to get over a certain obstacle, how to climb rocks, how to protect each other, how to care for each other. And after that 10 days, these people know each other better than siblings and treat each other really well. And for me, it made me able to really deal with nature in a really positive way. Because honestly, I was afraid to go out in the woods because I figured I was going to run into some white racists out there that's going to kill me. Mm-hmm. And I got word that if black folks don't know how to live in the woods, we in trouble because we're isolated to the cities. And if something happened, we had no place to go. Mm. And if we in the woods, we got an advantage. So I started really investigating. And I got involved with Outward Bound, my wife and I, and the way they deal with conflict was so fantastic. I was struck by lightning. One of the instructors was killed. Her husband, the way he handled the situation, he's giving CPR to his wife, and he's dealing with each and every one of us, finding out how we felt, what relationship, what situation we had, and how we were able to help each other. And everybody was helping somebody. I was paralyzed for 45 minutes. Girls pulled me off the rock, massaged my legs, got me able to walk and put up a tent and help out. And then afterwards, we met. And the people out bound asked the question, what do we do now? A lot of us want to go back up in dedication to Laurie who had gotten killed. And so we went back up. And my wife was in another crew. They allowed the 2 crews to get together to talk, to vent, to listen to each other. And then we went back up. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. So it gave me that it showed me how powerful relationships can be. It showed me how beautiful and how powerful the elements, rock climbing, the rivers. It made me appreciate all the things around me that much more, made me that much more thankful. And to see God almost everywhere. Mm.
Mm. Well, I know you got to get to libations, and I'm 2 shows behind, so I think I'm going to call it a day today, and maybe try to do something a little bit later. But y'all heard from Elder Shedrick. I need some hits because I'm trying to get him to do a radio show because he got some stories. He's a storyteller. I like to claim he's a storyteller. And he got some stories and he got actual adventures that actually he said he got a book for. So maybe if y'all give him enough hits, he can give you a book. Give you a couple of short stories over a podcast so that you can learn something as well as have a good time. He told a story about going to Brazil last night, what motivated him to go to Brazil and things like that, and kept us riveted for 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? We was in the middle of a deep political conversation, and we was able to take a break and listen to him tell his story. Because I had forgot. I remember he told me he went to Brazil, but I forgot the motive. And when he told it, immediately I remembered what his motive was. A movie called Black Orchid. And what was crazy about
Black Orpheus.
Black Orpheus. I tried to watch the movie. I couldn't watch the movie, man. I'm sorry, I couldn't watch it. I couldn't get into it. But I still want to go to Brazil. But I'm married now, and those dreams are fleeting. I'm in the fraternity of woe. So, all right, this is Brother Hatim.
I say this. I
Go ahead.
love you, Hatim. You're an inspiration to me. You're an inspiration to the nation. I've seen so much growth and beauty come out of you. Love you.
Thank you. All right, we at Simbaland. This is Geometry Journey Radio. And I will check in with you in a moment because we're going to have the morning reading. So this will probably be the last morning greeting that I record. So I don't know how it's going to turn out. Check on your kids if they're here, or if you just want to hear some young people doing something powerful. You know what I'm saying? Even if it don't sound that powerful, we got 60 kids eating together. No fights, just peace. All right? This is Brother Hatim saying I'm out.
Thank you.
You take it easy.
Do you hear that? Is it supposed to sound like this?
Mr. Deity, I think it sounds great. Mr. Deity.
For black power, 'cause all we want is freedom.